I think this scene from Spider-Man 2 perfectly describes what it's like to fight your ego or your identity. What it's like to fight that instinctual subconscious mind, the train, into changing direction and doing kind of what you want to do. Today I want to talk about the ego and consistency. I want to talk about why we play the roles we do within certain friendships or friend groups, and why we take consistent action to be seen as the same person day in and day out. And then I want to tell you about how we can break free. How can we make change when it's difficult? We are all transitory beings, meaning that our physical bodies are always changing and evolving, whether we'd like to acknowledge it or not. Scientists proclaim that every 7 to 10 years, every single cell in our body has been replaced, with an exception to neurons. And yet, we try to hold on to something, our identity. Sigmund Freud once said that it is rather the rule than the exception that the past be preserved in mental life. But what does he mean by this? I think he means that we preserve ourselves in memories and mindsets, and we kind of characterize these traits as being us. These past experiences all embody who we are, and it makes it so much harder to change direction and change opinions and sides and change the way we're perceived in our groups and our friendships. Sigmund Freud created the structural model of the psyche, which contained 3 pieces: the id, the ego, and the superego. The id is the part of the psyche that controls the uncoordinated instinctual trends. Jonathan Haidt's happiness hypothesis describes this as the elephant, rambunctious and out of control. It's the part of us that wants to drink that sugar-filled soda, or the part of us that is daydreaming about that beautiful girl that sits across from us in class. The superego is the part of the psyche that contemplates what is right and wrong. It is often the part of us that decides to not do something that the id wants to do. Jonathan Haidt's happiness hypothesis describes this as the rider of the elephant. The elephant is huge and out of control, but the rider has the ultimate decision, the ultimate say. But we all know that it is very difficult to overpower the id and the instinctual trends. Like, we all know that soda is terrible for us, but we drink it anyways. The final piece is the ego. The ego is realistic and mediates the unconscious id and the conscious superego to keep things in balance and in accordance with our own personal identity. If our ego was an ever-changing thing, who would we be? What would we be? And what would we stand for? How could we influence people to make change or to do things in the world? See, the ego is necessary, but it can cloud our judgment from experiences of growth and progression because of that little word I mentioned at the beginning: consistency. In the national bestseller book, Influence by Robert Cialdini, he says that it is quite simply our nearly obsessive desire to be and to appear consistent with what we've already done. Acting consistently is necessary to survive in today's modern world. You have to show up to work on time. You have to be able to create relationships and be a strong foundation which someone can rely on. And you also need to be consistent in your actions to exercise or reach those nutritional goals. But that's not the type of consistency I'm worried about. I'm worried about the type of consistency that suppresses our actions into this little ball that we call ourselves, and we act according to it. It deprives us from experiences and growth. These are the types of consistency that I want to break, because consistency is important, but sometimes you got to give your ego the finger and act inconsistently. The power of this is being able to break free, being able to do whatever you want to do, being able to free your mind and being able to free your behaviors to act certain ways in certain situations. And that's the true power. And that's the message I want to get away with today. I want you to realize that your ego does block you, that consistent behavior is good and bad, but please, please, please break free from that chain. Today, I want you to act inconsistently with one area of your life. Show your friends a different side of you. Bring up a topic you never thought that person would talk with you about, and see what happens, right? Stop telling yourself that that cute girl you've been staring at across the hall is too good for you, and just go do it and embrace the consequences, because good or bad, it's going to create change. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you like the content, hit the subscribe button below or on one of the 2 sides of this screen. Also, if you want to see last week's video, it should be on one of my 2 sides. I'm not sure which one, but check it out. It's about happiness and it's a great one. And I'll see you next time.